So why are we still letting poor decision making hold us back? Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are well. If you're new here, my name is Abby and I make productivity and corporate lifestyle videos. And today we are talking about how indecision may be the thing that's holding you back from living your dream life. I personally, and I'm sure so many others, are held back by poor decision making and the inability to just make quick, snappy decisions. And it's no surprise that this holds us back. Everybody knows that a key skill of highly successful people is that they make quick decisions. They don't dibble dabble, they don't dwell on things, they just make quick, snappy decisions and get on with making it happen. So why are we still letting poor decision making hold us back? If you are indecisive, you are in danger of living a mediocre life and missing so many opportunities that could come your way. I have recently read a book about this called Start Now, Get Perfect Later, and in this book it talks about basically everything to do with decision making, but more importantly, what happens if you decide not to make decisions? What won't you achieve? Where will you not go? What might you regret? Who will you not love? Who might you not become? What will you not leave behind? These are all questions that could remain unanswered if you just don't get your act together and start making decisions. I used to be the queen of slow decision making, literally from what I was going to have for dinner to massive life decisions. But recently I've been really working on the skill, finding new ways to start making decisions, stop dwelling on things, stop overthinking everything, and just getting stuff done. And this week I've had loads of decisions that I needed to make, and I've absolutely smashed them. I've gone through, I've made the decisions, I've not dwelled on it, I've not overthought it, and today I'm going to share with you all of my techniques that have helped me get there so that we can start living our dream lives and stop holding ourselves back with poor decision making. So the first thing we're going to talk about is fail forward fast. This means make quick decisions, put them into action quickly, and let them fail so you can then move on and improve and get closer to making the right decision. If you follow this concept of fail forward fast, you will ultimately reach the right decision quicker than if you were to spend days, months, weeks dithering on what the right decision could be. Because realistically, how are you to know the right decision when you've not even done it before? The likelihood is that you need to try it first, see what goes wrong, and then improve from there. So you need to start failing forward fast. But nobody wants to fail, whether it's forward, backwards, fast or slow. So here are 3 points you need to know in order to allow yourself to fail forward fast for maximum success. Point number 1 is that your work is not your worth. Nobody wants to produce or create something and then fail, especially in front of like family, friends, even just the general public. But what you need to remember is that your work is not your worth. And so if you produce something and it wasn't 10 out of 10, it wasn't your best work, that does not then mean that you are not capable, you are not talented. It doesn't reflect on you, it doesn't reduce your worth at all. It just means you produced a bad piece of work, and all you're going to take from that is you're going to do it better next time. You're going to take what went wrong and you're going to make that better. So if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking, do you know what, I've seen so many better YouTube videos than this, and that's a likely case. I'm a new YouTuber, but I am failing forward fast. I'm going for it. I'm giving it what I've got. And when I see things that I don't like, or when I see areas that I can improve, or when people comment things that they don't like, I can take that on board and I can get better. If I just spent a year analyzing how to make the best YouTube video, likelihood is that it still wouldn't be that great because I hadn't had the experience. I hadn't failed forward fast, and I hadn't learned what I specifically need to improve for my viewers. Point number 2 is that you are never going to know the right decision, because knowing the perfect decision only comes from hindsight. So the best thing you can do is just make a decision and work on finding the right one from there. And point number 3 to allow you to fail forward fast is you need to just drop your ego. Your ego will get you nowhere. It won't win you friends, it won't get things done, and it certainly won't let you fail forward fast. Point number 2 on improving your decision making skill is the law of proportional decision making. This is that the time you spend making a decision should be proportional to the impact that it has on your life. Now, very often the impact it has is very small. If you think of other people out in the world making decisions, some people are making decisions based on life and death. So the reality is that the decisions that you are making, even if they feel big to you, are very, very small. The majority of decisions are very small and they are built up in your head. And it is a privilege that most of us are not making decisions based on life and death. So therefore we need to stop making these decisions so much bigger than they are, and we just need to start making them. Within this, we also need to put into perspective what big decisions really are. So the likelihood is that right now you've got a big decision playing on your mind. Everybody's making decisions all the time, and there's always that big one that's always stressing you out. Is this big decision really as big as you think it is? So big decisions seem like these massive things in our head, but they're actually just a collection of smaller decisions that you make before and smaller decisions that you make after this supposedly big decision. So for example, let's say you're trying to decide whether to move to a new city. This feels massive for you. Your whole life will change. Your entire future relies on this decision. Everything that's going to happen in your life relies on this decision. But that is not the case. Likelihood is, within this big decision, you've already made smaller decisions to look at housing in the area, look at the weather in the area, look at jobs or schools in the area. So you're already making small decisions that are clearly swaying you one way or another. Now, once you make this big decision of am I going to move or am I not, the outcome of this decision really only relies on all the small decisions you make afterwards. So if you decide to move and you've made this big decision, you're like, whew, right, I'm moving, that's it, I've made the decision. Well, the outcome of that decision really relies on everything you're going to do when you move. Are you going to put yourself out there and find people that you thrive with? Are you going to explore the area and find the places that you love? Or are you going to stay inside and not interact with anyone and then hate it? Or are you going to hold on to the city you used to live in, hold on to everything there and not let yourself freely explore this new city? No matter what big decision you made, it's the small actions that follow that will decide whether you think you've made the right decision. Point number 3 to better decision making is looking at decisions through a consultant's eyes. So I work in management consulting, and this means I work with huge global companies. Now, I remember when I first started and I was like working with my team and we were trying to work things out, and I remember my engineering brain really wanted to mathematically model everything super precise for every single decision. Now, a lot of the time mathematical models are your best friend, and in this situation, in that job, they help make a lot of decisions, but sometimes they are not required, and actually you need to use your decision making skill to make these decisions. Now, at first I was like, okay, my decision making skill isn't great, but this is what I have learned to develop, and this is by having a consultant's mind. It's super simple. Honestly, it baffled me how simple it was. I was like, how have I never done this in my life? And it's called the top-down method. You basically collate every single possibility, every single option, and slowly, with good logic, reasoning, and understanding, whittle down these options until you reach the final one. You don't need to overthink whether crossing off an option is the right or bad choice. You know what the right choice is because there can only be one answer. So, for example, earlier in the week, I had to make some choices and I was like, what if I cross something off and then I change my mind? Or what if I cross something off and actually I've missed out on a really amazing opportunity because I closed that door? But at the end of the day, if you don't close some doors, you're never going to be able to actually pursue anything in the door you've opened. I put my consultant brain on and went, right, we need to be realistic here. And that's a key aspect to the consultant decision making, is being realistic. Like, yes, one day you might want to look back into that choice, or you know, that choice could work in a parallel universe, but we're being realistic here. Is it going to work right now? No. Is it what we need right now? No. Cross it off, move on to the next level. Right, let's look at the choices we've got left. Right, is that going to work? Is that going to work? What's going to make the most money? Is it going to be that? You know, in a parallel universe it could be, but it's probably not going to be. Cross it off. And using this consultant's method of top-down logic and like being completely realistic, the answer just stares you in the face. When you get to the bottom, you're like, of course that's the answer. It's been so easy to just accept that, do you know what, there could be a million choices in this world, and in parallel universes they could be amazing, but you're in this universe. Let's be realistic. What's going to work for you? Make the decision. And point number 4 to improve your decision making skill is that you just need to trust your intuition and trust your gut. Now, I don't know why we always seem to ignore this. Everybody knows that feeling you get in your gut. Everybody knows the feeling you have in your heart when we're making decisions. Why are we always ignoring this? Because more often than not, that is the feeling that's right. You know you best. You're the only person that spent your entire life with you and felt every feeling you've ever felt. Therefore, do you not think that maybe your gut and your brain and your heart know the answer without all the external factors trying to push you away from it? Very often you already know the decision that's best for you. You can feel it, but you're just ignoring it. So this point is, you just need to let go and start trusting your gut sometimes. I'm not saying always, you live your own life, but honestly, letting go a little bit and leaning into what I actually feel has been such a game changer for me, because the answer's staring me in the face. My body's already telling me what the answer is. I know when I look at things and, you know, you'll try and throw points to be like, no, it's not that one. You know it is. Make the decision. You know exactly what decision is right for you. Make it. Don't worry about external factors. Don't worry about what other people think. Make the decision that feels right in your gut, in your heart. Trust your intuition. A book to really help on just letting go and trusting your intuition is my little book collection. You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Before I read this book, I'm quite an uptight person, I would say. Not anymore, but I was. Quite uptight and very much like, I would never trust my gut. I need a mathematical explanation. I need all the points listed out. I need proof that this is the right choice. And then I read this book and she basically tells you to just chill out and really listen to yourself. And ever since I started doing that, I have honestly found like myself I'm just going in the right direction that I know is right for me, because I'm listening to what my body is telling me, and it's amazing. I would recommend this book, and I would recommend giving your intuition a chance. So they are the 4 points to help you with your decision making. You need to start failing forward fast, you need to start acknowledging the law of proportional decision making and acknowledging that big decisions aren't really as big as you think they are because they're really just a collection of smaller decisions. You need to start using the consultant's view and the top-down method to just start eliminating things that you know are never going to work for you. And last but not least, you need to just lean into that intuition and listen to your body and listen to yourself because you know best when it comes to you. I hope this was helpful, and I really do hope that you start using some of these techniques because I kid you not, these have honestly helped me so much. Like, I was the worst decision maker. Like, ask anyone ask anyone that knows me. Like, they're like, I genuinely can't decide what to have for dinner most of the time. Like, even when I go to a coffee shop, I stand there for about 10 minutes like, which coffee do I want today? And I've started just being like, fail forward fast, buy the wrong coffee and next time buy the right one. These techniques can apply to literally everyday situations, and if you start using them in your everyday situations, you will find it so much easier to use them when you come to the big scary decisions. So I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and let me know if you try any of the techniques and how you find them. If you did like the video, please do like and subscribe. It means so much to my little channel, and I will see you in my next video.